Before I start this next video, I want to give a quick shout out to Smith's Heating and Air Conditioning in North Charleston. The address is 4759 Franchise Street. It's off Dorchester Road, up a little bit before, well, between Cross County and National Phosphate Road. And the phone number is 843-552-3772. The reason I want to give Ed Young and his company a shout out is because they they installed a new HVAC system in my house in this past April 2024. And I've been using them for a few years, probably about maybe 5 or 6 years for the service and any repair. Uh, but I needed a new unit, and Ed Young uh, sent a crew out to take the old unit out and to reinstall, to install a new unit. And I'm telling you, that unit that he installed has been running flawlessly. I am very pleased with it. They did such a good job taking the old unit out, cleaning up their mess. And To be honest with you, my electric bill has probably been reduced at least 20% since they put this new unit in. I know it's got a higher SEER rating than the old one, but I am very pleased with the service, with the unit. I mean, everything, and I can't stress how happy I am to recommend any of your heating and air conditioning repair, service, or replacement. It's Smith's Heating and Air Conditioning in North Charleston on Franchise Street. Hello again, everybody. Today I want to talk about an incident that I was involved in probably in late 2006, early 2007. I was still with North Charleston Police Department. I was actually assigned as the narcotics unit sergeant. I was over narcotics as well as vice. And one of my agents was actually working on a case where he had a confidential, reliable informant had made three controlled buys in this residence in Wescott Plantation. Wescott Plantation at the time was one of the newer and better neighborhoods in the city of North Charleston. Now, this neighborhood happens to be in Dorchester County, and the residents there, they tell everybody they're from Somerville. They live in Somerville, but they live in North Charleston. North Charleston has had a bad rep since 1972 when it became a city, and people just don't want to be associated with North Charleston, even to the point that a Ford dealership on Dorchester Road in the city of North Charleston calls themselves Somerville Ford. It's crazy. But anyway, so about this incident, um, we did a search warrant, and we had to have the search warrant countersigned by a Dorchester County judge because it was actually in Dorchester County instead of Charleston County. Well, it was about 11:30 at night when we hit this house, and in narcotics terms, we executed a search warrant at the house at this time. We just call it we hit the house. So we went in. We There was two people there. Um, the man and the wife that lived there. So we secured them in a open space where we could keep an eye on them, so they didn't like pull a weapon on us, which was good because we found a loaded 357 Magnum in between the seat cushions of the couch. And that would have been no problem, except that the man was a convicted felon and um, he was not allowed to have a firearm because of being a convicted felon. So, but anyway, so we did the search warrant, and we was looking all over, and believe it or not, I found almost $37,000 cash underneath the mattress of the baby crib. But we could not find much drugs to substantiate the three controlled, the amount of drugs that was purchased on our three controlled buys from our confidential, reliable informant. And um, but we kept looking and looking and looking. We could not. I mean, we found just a little bit of stuff, but it was nothing to substantiate the amounts that was coming out of there and the traffic that had been documented coming and leaving at that house, regular. Uh, I mean, just daily. Um, so anyway, I told the case agent to go ahead and start wrapping it up, which meant that he needed to do the search warrant return. Now, for any of you that don't know, a search warrant return is where every individual item that has been seized by law enforcement um, in conjunction with that search warrant has to be written down and itemized on a it's called search warrant return, because that return, a copy of that has to go back to the judge that signed the warrant. Copy stays with the defendant, and a copy stays with the case file, for prosecution. It's handed over to the solicitor that's actually going to prosecute that case. Well, couldn't find very much drugs, and before we left, we was probably about 10 minutes from clearing everything out and leaving. Um, and we noticed the dog was actually standing in the kitchen. It was a beautiful white pit bull, solid white, and it was drinking water out of a water dish uh, next to the back door, in the kitchen. Well, we got to looking, and there seemed to be a string that was sticking out of the dog's rear end. Well, that's a very strange observation, and so we got looking closer, and sure enough, it was a string. Well, this was the first time in my life first time in law enforcement I've ever been involved in having to do a body cavity search warrant. Prepare a search warrant for body cavity of a dog or any animal, much less. Well, when we went to get the dog started trying to bite us and attack us. Well, one of the narcotic agents ended up tasing the dog so we could subdue it, and so we was able to get the dog, take it to emergency 24-hour vet hospital, where the veterinarian actually executed that search warrant on the dog. Kind of find out there was a condom that had been stuffed with cocaine, with I think 3 8 balls of cocaine and uh, some ecstasy pills, and it was just a pitiful situation. That poor dog. But anyway, we recovered the drugs, and we handed the dog over to the animal shelter for adoption, and we wasn't going to let that dog go back to that owner that abused the dog like that. And So the guy was charged with the drugs, and with the weapon, and with the abuse of animals, and so he was convicted of trafficking cocaine, trafficking ecstasy, and I forget how much time he got. And you know what? The biggest thing that caused the conviction, where he was found guilty by a jury, was because of him abusing that dog. So, but anyway, hope you enjoyed enjoy the story. Keep liking, subscribing, and sharing. If you like the stories. If you don't do that, I don't know if anybody's even watching the videos. I mean, to really enjoying the videos. But anyway, appreciate your time, and everybody have a good one.